Raj, this question goes to you first. Do you believe that tax increases hurt job creation?
I think we absolutely must keep a good business climate, and taxes are an important piece of that. Again, I voted to cut Kansas taxes more than 50 times. And what I will tell you, and again, my opponent and I agree on the fact that we must continue the current tax rates in place because of the grave economic uncertainty that's plaguing our economy right now. So tax policy is an absolutely vital part of job growth and making sure that our economy can grow as quickly as possible. And I have a proven track record of cutting taxes and making sure that we hold the line on them in a climate that can actually foster job growth. And I have to say that it's very important that we have targeted tax cuts as well. I supported and helped lead the cause to preserve the M&E tax cut, which was a great legislative victory of the Chamber of Commerce, because that had a proven effect of creating jobs, lowering taxes on key pieces of equipment, and it was a partnership that actually helped, I presume, my opponent's company, because I'm sure he bought equipment. And the fact of the matter is that was a good idea that took bipartisan consensus, that, again, was a public-private partnership to say, hey, from the private sector, what do you need to encourage job growth? And that was a good common-sense idea that I was proud to support.
Mike, 60 seconds. Do you believe that tax increases hurt job creation?
Almost always they do. And I did buy equipment, but I have to tell you, I didn't notice all the taxes that Representative Goyle cut. I hope you all did. It certainly feels to me like the burden that is being put on business people here in Kansas is significantly greater today than it was when he took office. And I haven't had too many people come up here and say, hey, you know, I want you to let you know your opponent really did me a big favor by making it so easy to grow a job here in Kansas. Look, we have different views on this. He has talked about the fact he doesn't want these tax rates to increase in January. He has not committed to doing it permanently. It's a little dodge that gets played, and it's the worst of politics. Maybe he'll support them permanently now that I've said something. But it's absolutely the case that when we raise marginal income tax rates on business, it makes it less attractive to invest here in America.
Mike, this goes to you first. Go ahead, 30 seconds.
Well, I just want to quickly say that when he says he doesn't know who's thanked me for those votes, ask the Chamber of Commerce. They sponsored this luncheon today, and in fact, they have repeatedly said that the preservation of the property tax cut was a critical piece of the legislative agenda that helped manufacturing companies here in Kansas, and there are indisputable facts on that. In addition, investing in fair fares, which helps low-cost air travel here in Wichita, has been a priority of the Chamber. Those are common-sense ideas that I supported and that they have thanked me for it.
Yeah, I would like to respond. I didn't say anybody didn't thank him for that provision. I talked about the overall tax burden. Again, it comes back to spending. You can have a politician stand up here and say, hey, I voted for a law that cut a particular tax or got rid of a particularly burdensome regulation. But you can't stand up here and say that we shrunk the size and scope and scale of the Kansas government. It didn't happen. Representative Goyle took hundreds of millions of dollars of stimulus money and yet runs commercials today saying, you know, the bailout's not so much. Those are very difficult positions and thoughts to hold in your head simultaneously.
Well, absolutely. Well, sure. You know, in the legislature, actually, we know that the stimulus money helped preserve and protect thousands of jobs in Kansas, particularly in the public education system. I'm proud to stand with teachers and policemen and firemen and say, you know what, those were critical, tough times in our budget, and both parties said, you know what, we needed some funding there. The stimulus bill also had a $250 billion tax cut. I think that was a good idea. I don't know if my opponent does.
Mike, 30 seconds more for one.
Yeah, we just saw the difference. I hope you heard it. Representative Goyle believes that if you just tax one group of people or borrow just a little bit more money and hand it off to someone who's your favorite child or your friend or some business that happens to be colored green by name, then that's what the federal government ought to do. I fundamentally disagree with that.